Hello and welcome back to one of my Train Sim World tutorial videos. Today we're going to be looking at the Electrostar series of trains that's found in Train Sim World. The 375s, 377s, 387s and the Heathrow Express. Well, today we're on the southeastern high speed route at Faversham with our 375. So let's hop inside just before this javelin comes in and makes it a bit noisy out there. So today I want to quickly show you around the cab of these trains and then how to set one up and how to get it moving and stop it. They're very simple trains to drive, which is why I like them so much, because you don't have to worry too much about it. It's just get in and go. They are the 375s and the 377s are quite similar. 387s are slightly different, but for all intents and purposes, the setup is pretty much the same. There are some other Electrostar trains variants out in the real world, but not that aren't in Train Sim World. But I'm not going to cover those here. Some of those are different inside. But so we'll crack on with these ones. So the first thing we'll do is give a quick tour of the cab, so you can familiarise yourself with the various items. So the first thing we've got is our master key here, our direction switch, so put it forward, reverse, neutral and off. The combined power and brake controller. Moving up here, we've got the light switches, the headlights and tail lights, the aux on off buttons, the DC control to this one. There'll be AC ones or both depending on what train you're driving. Air conditioning, I'm not sure that's really relevant here. The train information system, passenger information system, cab light. There we go. I've obviously never turned it off in this one. Useful to know where these are when you suddenly start a service in the pitch black, which I always find a little bit frustrating. Anyway, so those are the door release buttons for the left hand side, door close button for the left hand side, the couple button, the depot whistle, which is different to the main one, like that. Door close, as I said. We've got the sand here. I don't know actually if that works. The driver remindance appliance, which should be set when the signal's red and some other circumstances. Signal ahead of you is red. This is a button for some reason, but in real life, I think on these sets, they might actually be switches that you turn from left to right and right to left. Although it's not particularly important for this, it's just a slight variant, I think. You've got your speedo there, the TPWS buttons here. That will you need if you're going past a red signal at danger. The brake pressure gauge, so you've got your main reservoir pressure on your left and then your brake pipe pressure on your right. AWS cancel. I think there's a speed control on this, but it's not actually used on these. And then you've got your door release control for the right. The uncouple button, which is obviously opposite side to the couple, so you don't press them accidentally. The horn, like that. And then importantly, the wipers, because I always seem to forget where the wiper switches are just as it starts to pour down the rain or snow, or both at the same time if you've got dynamic weather enabled. So always used to know where they are, so you're not struggling to see through the windscreen. And on the right hand side here, you've got the GSMR, and obviously this is the emergency, which seems a bit of a long reach across there, to be honest. So that's a brief layout of the cab. That's the vigilance pedal there. I don't think they've got that. Just in case you're wondering, that button there is to override if you get a passive communication alarm or somebody tries to egress the train. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is enable all these safety systems. As I have often said, you'll get the best out of this game if you have the safety systems enabled. Maybe not at first, but certainly as you go along, you get more experience. You'll get more points for completing scenarios and routes scenarios and services on some routes. So let's get these enabled. AWS, DSD, the driver safety device, and the vigilance. So those three, get those enabled. I don't know what that was on there. Oh, TPWS, temporary isolation. I don't know if that works or not, but that's a different matter. I won't go through that here because it's a bit confusing. Behind us, the fuse board here, which I haven't mentioned initially, but occasionally, I'm not sure if it's on these ones, but just if the AWS doesn't seem to be working, just check that one of these switches is in the down position and just needs flicking up. So let's get started. First thing to do is we want to key in. So we put our master key in and set it to on, and then we move our direction switch to neutral, and cancel the AWS. We'll open the doors so that the people out there don't get cold or whatever. Next thing we want to do is set the headlights. This up here. So we're setting them to day, like that one. The tail lights pretty much always should be left in auto. Makes life much easier. You don't have to do anything with those. So if we go to the back of the train, you'll see that they are red. I know they don't look very red, but they are. It's one of the issues that I've got with Train World. Some of the reds are really poor. So we are back in the cab now. Right, so we've opened the doors. We've got our lights on. Our DRA, which was set, we'll remove that now. We'll unset that now, reset it, I should say, because we've got a green signal ahead, and we've got a networker coming on our right hand side there, and we'll shut the doors. And the next thing we'll do, we'll get going. At the moment, we'll see that because we've got the brake-in step 3, which is full service. We've got 3 bars on our brake pressure pipe reading there. Always worth looking at these. If you can't move, just check that if you won't move unless that is anything other than 0, or if that's been set and you forget to reset it. So we'll put it in forward, and we'll take some power. So step 2 to move off, I find the best. And we're off. Very simple. I mean, that's straightforward. If the safety systems, if you don't want to enable those, it's really a case of key that in, set your headlights up, set your direction switch, and off you go. So let's get a little bit of speed up. We'll put it into step 4. It's a 4-step power, 3-step, and an emergency for braking. So you'd use step 1, 2, and 3, normal braking, and then if things go wrong, you hit the emergency. So here we go. We get they get up to speed pretty quickly, these trains. So we'll nip outside. So we'll get up to 60, and I'll put the brake in, and then we'll bring it to a stand. Okay, so I'm going to bring the power controller back down to off. So this is sort of coasting. If you want to keep the speed at the same, if you want to keep it at the same speed, just pop it into 1. We're going to bring it to halt now. So if you watch here, we're at 0 at the moment, so there's no brake pressure now, but into 1 and into 2. So we're bringing the train down to a stop, and you can see the speed coming down quite quickly. Got a whistle board there, so let's do that. And we'll bring the train to a halt somewhere in the Kent countryside. There we go. And okay, we'll put it into step 3 because we've stopped. So there you have it. That's your brief guide to the Electrostar series of trains. As I say, they're all very similar. How easy that is to get going. It's they're great trains to start off with in Train Sim World. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you've got any questions, please leave me a comment. Other than that, I'll see you next time for my next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye now.